Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards. It's my birthday and Konami got for me a bunch of new cards that I can make a video about to get the precious views that I need, to get the precious subscribers that I need to get to 1,000 subs. It actually is my birthday though. And we're just going to take a look at some of these new cards. We've got the new cards for that deck build pack. We're focusing on the Centurion and the Val Monica stuff. We also have a new hand trap we're going to take a look at. I gotta say, I've already seen all these cards. I'm re-recording this because audio was completely screwed on a previous recording. Just awful. I'm saving you from having to listen to that. So thank me in the comments below. But first up we have Centurion Atri. So what this card does is it can, on normal summon or special summon, if you have an Emblema card and a Centurion card in your graveyard, you could draw a card, and you can't special summon Centurion Atri for the rest of the turn. This card you control will be used for Synchro Material, you could treat it as a non-tuner, and then during the main phase, this card is a continuous trap, you can special summon it. Obviously, it doesn't have a way to make itself a continuous trap, but the other cards in the deck do. I don't think this card is particularly good, but it is just another name, and I think that might be good enough, right? It's a blind draw. It can be a tuner or a non-tuner, so it's flexible, and then it's another name that you can put in the back row that special summons itself. So I think that's good enough, right? Emblema Atonement. This one allows you to banish a face-up Centurion monster card from your spell trap zone, and then target a card your opponent controls to banish it. Simple removal. Good enough, probably. And then if the set card is destroyed or banished when by an opponent's activated card effect, you can banish, or you can place two Centurion monsters with different names from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or banishment face up in your spell trap zone as continuous traps. So this gives you good recovery if your opponent has spell trap removal that they're using to get rid of your back row, because it is as a blanket thing. So if you get lightning stormed, this can help. Although you still lose the ability to quick synchro, so I'm not sure. And you can just quick synchro instead. Like already, like I guess just extra punishing for them. Like it's already not good because you're just gonna have to go contend with the quick synchro, but at least this way you're getting something out of it. I'm a little disappointed in these just because Centurion is a deck with so much promise, especially once King Calamity is banned and we don't have the obvious answer of the turn skip. Like what direction does Centurion go? And maybe they don't plan on banning King Calamity. I think it's ban worthy, but it's just a different way of playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It's pretty good, but it's not really good enough to win tournaments, so it's not obviously completely reshaping the way we play Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just unfun gameplay, in my opinion, and my opinion is only my opinion, right? That's what we talked about in the video essay. Hopefully we'll be doing more video essays in the near future, but I don't know. I think it's interesting that this one's a dragon. I think she's really cute. I really love the card art on this quick play. That's really fucking cool. But yeah, I just don't really know what place these have in Centurion as it currently exists. It doesn't really reshape the way you play the deck, nor does it really help you play the Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity line, I don't think. So what is it doing here? I guess we'll find out. Maybe more stuff is on the way. For now though, I think this might be enough to make it playable, because right now, I said make it playable, and I don't mean make it playable as in like make it actually something that's worth playing. I mean make it meta. This might be enough to push it over the edge. I feel like a one of both of these cards could theoretically just take it over that edge, just give it a little bit of extra, an extra removal card, an extra draw. Maybe that's enough to like take it over that edge into getting into tops more often. I don't know. We'll see. Then we have the Val Monica support. We already took a look at the Link monster last time. One of the previous videos, not last time. Last time was the Memento stuff. Which it's interesting that all three of them are getting just like 2 cards this time. 2 cards this time. But we take a look at the continuous trap card that's new, and this one I think is incredible. You can only use the second and third ones per turn. Val Monica Link monster you control gain 1200 attack while you have 6 or more resonance counters on the field. Now, that is the same amount of resonance counters you need to make this a tower. So it's not only is it going to be a towers unaffected completely, but it also will gain 1200 attack, making it a 4200 attack monster. I think that's pretty decent. It also gains multiple attacks for each level 4 Val Monica monster, and it has a negate, although the negate reduces the amount of resonance counters. Although I've been told that the resonance counters are actually relatively easy to get on the field. I think that might be the case. I know there's a lot of spells and traps in the deck, and but there's some pretty good ones in there now. There's some really good ones in there now, thanks to that second wave of support, which was genuinely an incredible wave of support, and probably should have been, some of those cards should have been in the first wave, right? But yeah, this is already pretty decent just for that, but the second effect really sells it for me. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, link summon a Val Monica monster. So this lets you quick link those level 4 Val Monica monsters that you have for your battle phase effect into the light or the dark monster, the fairy and the fiend. The fairy is the dark one, and it's funny little, because when they're link monsters, they're like reversed. But so the fairy has a effect on summon, which is a destruction effect for every resonance counter. So if you are at the point where you have the towers, the fairy monster gets you a full board wipe of monsters, which is really nice. And it's just for the cost of one card. Like, it's not like Rika where you have to have like 10 fucking monsters on the field to get a decent effect off of it, or Ragnarika now. This one, you just have to have the 6 resonance counters that you want to have anyways, right? And then if this card is sent from hand or field to the grave, you can place resonance counters on one card in your pendulum zone that you place resonance counters on until it has 3. Now the thing about this is, I don't know that you're going to be activating this effect, right? Because if this card is sent from hand or field, well, maybe not hand. If it is sent from hand, then maybe you are doing that, which is actually probably a decent way to set up your resonance counters, right? Just like finding a way to send it from hand. But if it's getting sent from field, what it probably means is you got board wiped in the spell trap department, because they're probably going to target your pendulum scales first, which are where the resonance counters are. So if this is going from field to grave, that probably means that your pendulum cards are also going to grave. So I don't know how much use you're gonna get out of that. But the fiend link monster does have a replacement effect that protects that can protect your pendulum scales by sacrificing 3 resonance counters. And you're going to have at least 6, probably more than that. You probably want to have more than that, so you can also use the negate effect once, maybe. So I feel like this card and the new boss monster are pretty good. Like, I'm really excited to experiment with Val Monica, and I tried it really early on. I was like, yeah, this is like a really interesting like 4 engine, because it's just really good at pendulum summoning out 4s, right? But this right here and the new boss monster are making me think like, wow, Val Monica Pure might like be something, right? It might be something. So I'm really excited to take a closer look at this. So yeah. And then we have the hand trap card. It's bad. No, it's just Dominus Purge. It's a normal trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If your opponent controls a card, you can activate this card from the hand. So it has the opposite of not exactly the opposite, but it's kind of like Imperm, where it's a trap card you can activate from hand, but instead of it being if you control no cards, it's your opponent controls a card. And then when the card effect is activated, it includes an effect that adds a card from deck to hand, so it's 1/3 of an Ash Blossom. For the rest of the duel after this card activated from hand resolves, you cannot activate dark, water, or fire monster effects and negate the activated effect, and if you have a trap in your graveyard, destroy that card. So that means it is 1/3 of an Ash Blossom that can only be used in half of all decks, in less than half really, because most decks are dark and fire at this point. Or they're, a mix of dark and light, right? That's the thing. Light isn't included here, but a lot of light decks include dark attribute cards. So that's also kind of nerfed by default a little bit. But this is obviously trying to boost up lights for the new Year of Light stuff. And, it hurts the best attribute in the game and the usual best attribute in the game. And then water is here too for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why water is here. They're like, we need the 3rd attribute and it can't be light, so it must be water, I guess. I don't know. I would have gone with like earth probably, I feel like earth is a better attribute than water, generally speaking. Like there's a like water, obviously there's tearlament, but tearlament is mostly dark and at a few waters, right? Um, and then earth has like earth machine, dinosaur. Goki's used to be good, right? It's had quite a few. Like you have to go back to like when was the, I guess, frogs, like paleo frogs was the last good water deck. What when did we stop playing mermail? Right. So yeah, I'm not sure why water's on here. There's like a water deck floating around, pun not intended, which is basically just like a full hand rip, but it obviously is not seeing much play, right? So I don't know why we need to do this. I don't know. I guess we were doing a lot of water effects in the Tearlament deck, right? We had or at least for a while, but like not anymore. At this point, it was mostly dark effects now. But early days, we did Bahamut Shark to get totally awesome, right? A little strange. People have been talking about this one on Twitter a lot, and I think we're talking about it too much, frankly. I feel like this card is not worth discussing, really, because it's very bad, but all of its design decisions make sense except for the fact that it's very bad. Right? This could have been literally Ash Blossom, except you cannot activate Dark Fire or Water Monster effects, and it would have been perfectly fine. Although maybe this shows that yeah, this is actually one thing to discuss. Maybe this is so, like, obviously we're all talking about Molchummy, the Molchummy monster at Perulia, as like potentially a way that Konami is signaling that they're going to ban Maxi in the regions where Maxi is legal, and like replace it with lesser Maxis. What if this is the lesser Ash Blossom? Like maybe we're going to get a whole bunch of different lesser Ash Blossoms. I don't think that's the case, but it would be funny. Oh, maybe it's because dark, water, and fire are the attributes that add to hand a lot. So like maybe we'll get like one that sends to grave, and it's like it stops earth and light, or and wind. I guess wind doesn't really do a whole lot of anything. We need when is the year of the wind, Konami? When is the year of the wind? But yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting design space potentially with this card, but for right now, this is a very uninteresting card. So yeah, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. Let me know what you think about these cards in the comments below. Tell me, please, about your Val Monica builds. I'm so excited about Val Monica. It seems so fun. And with all that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Hey there. Thanks for watching another video. Why don't you give it a like, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, the YouTube stuff. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content. I got content plenty for ya. You can also support the channel by giving me money. You have a Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you can show up in the credits over here. I would really appreciate that. You could also use my TCG Player affiliate link to get any singles, sealed product, or accessories that you want, all to supporting the channel at the same time. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye now!